everyone, it's Lisa here. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to use the templates for the Pattern Design Toolkit. This tutorial is for the Affinity Designer version. You'll find the link to the other versions in the PDF guide included in the download. Before we dive into the templates, I just wanted to go over some tips and info that'll help you get the most out of this kit. If you've watched another version tutorial, you can skip ahead to how to use the template section, as I cover the same info in the other videos. So the kit includes two of the most popular repeat styles, which are a half drop repeat and a grid repeat. A grid repeat means the pattern block or tile, which is the area that contains all your design elements, is duplicated along the same horizontal and vertical plane. Whereas a half drop repeat is repeated halfway down along the horizontal plane, as well as repeated vertically top and bottom. And I'm going to show you how to use both of these templates to create your own lovely pattern designs. Let's go over some of the basics of the framework of the templates. Each template includes shapes or elements that are grey, and these indicate where you should place your motifs. They're designed to help you create balanced and, in some cases, intricate patterns without you needing to fuss over where to place the motifs. And the dotted lines indicate the repeating elements. So when you're working on the edges of the repeat tile, be mindful of where those dotted line elements are, because these are your repeating elements. Perhaps you want them to overlap, but if you don't, make sure you don't draw into that dotted line area. Here's an example of grid repeating elements, and because the grid repeats horizontally, then also vertically, notice how the elements are along the same plane. So if motifs sit outside the pattern block, they will jut into the design on the opposite side. For the half drop, as mentioned, elements will repeat halfway down and halfway up, which can be quite confusing, but thankfully the templates do all the complicated maths for you by indicating exactly where those repeat elements will fall. And don't forget, it'll also repeat top and bottom. Regarding the designs, some are simple in nature, while others are a bit more complex, giving you a variety to play with. Have a look through the guide where you'll find more info and inspiration for creating with the different templates. The kit includes 70 color palettes. Use them as a starting point when choosing color for your design. I say starting point because you more than likely will need to tweak the colors to suit your specific design. Often we see a color combo in someone else's work that looks amazing, but this may not work in your design. But if you tweak the tints and the hues, this can make all the difference. Another approach is to use only a few colors from a palette to springboard your palette. In an example I'll be showing you later on, I started with a palette 7 colors A, but decided to only focus on these 4 colors. I then expanded on those hues by adding a brighter pink, a muted pink, and a darker blue. Now that you have an overview, let's dive into using the templates. I'll be starting with a grid template. I'm using Affinity 1, but you can follow exactly the same steps for Affinity 2. When you open the document in Affinity 2, it will obviously tell you that it is a legacy file, but that's 100% fine. You can just click OK. The next thing you want to do is save a copy of your document if you haven't done so already. So you just want to come over to File, Save As, and enter your new name and hit Save. We'll be working a lot with the Layers panel, so if it's not open for you, you want to come over to View, Studio, and Layers. The Affinity template is based on using the symbol function, which is really great for previewing your pattern as you work. If you're not familiar with symbols, don't worry, the document is set up for you. So all you have to do is draw inside the Draw Here layer group. So make sure once you've created your elements, even if you create the elements outside of this group, you can drag it into this layer group and it will duplicate your design into a perfect repeat. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So if we just run through the layers, your first layer is the background layer, zooming out. If your view isn't like this, you probably have clip to canvas on. So to change that, you want to come over to view mode, and just make sure that that isn't on. So our background layer will be where you choose your background color. So you don't want to be putting your background color in the symbols area. I recommend rather using the background color to apply color to your background in your pattern design. And I just want to turn these off so we can see the measurements. So the measurements layer are all the master measurements, and this will be your final repeat tile size, which is 5,000 pixels by 5,000 pixels. And your pattern templates are all the available templates, which I recommend you just having a little work through just to see the ones that are available. And from here, you want to select the one you want to work on. In this instance, I'm going to be using the blocks template. So I'm making sure that that's ticked on and everything else is ticked off. And the pattern preview is exactly as it says. It's the preview as you work. This layer you don't want to work on, you just want to ignore, but you make sure that it is on. And the beauty of working in symbols is as you work on this layer, it'll duplicate whatever you're doing all over your artboard, so you can see the actual repeat as you work. Regarding using pixel brushes in the templates, Affinity essentially chops off any pixels that go beyond the artboard. And if you wanted to use a pixel brush in these templates, what's going to happen? It'll basically chop it off as you work, which is not ideal. And I'm going to show you a workaround. So for example, I'm just going to choose that brush, and if we wanted to work, you'll see it's actually chopping it off, and that's not ideal. So there is a workaround. Coming back to our measurements layer, if you can recall, we're working at 5,000 pixels by 5,000 pixels. Let me just turn that off so you can see that. And what you want to do is go to your document setup. Just want to delete that layer. And you want to resize that. You essentially want to expand that artboard so that you can work with your pixel brush. And then once you're done with all your pixel work, you can bring that dimension back to its original. So make sure that you have anchor to page, because we don't want to move anything. And we're just going to enlarge that to, say, 7,000 pixels by 7,000 pixels and hit OK. Just want to turn off my measurements layer and then come back to our pixel persona. And now our artboard is essentially beyond the boundaries. So if we had to use that pixel brush, oops, I just want to work outside the symbols. So you need to work outside your symbols, because obviously the symbol is creating the boundary, and you can freely use your pixel brush without a problem. And what you want to do once you're done, you want to drag that back into your symbol layer, and it will retain all that information. Once you've done with everything, you'll see there that repeat is starting to happen. You want to come back to your document setup and bring it back to 5,000 pixels. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete that example. So coming back to the pattern template that I want to use, which is blocks, I've already gone ahead and drawn some elements, and I've saved it to my assets. So I'm just going to simply drag, making sure that I'm on the correct layer. I'm just simply going to drag that onto my artboard. And the reason why you're seeing so many, because it's already in repeat. So if I just drag that out of the symbol group, just so that we can see what's going on, if it would behave itself. There we go. I'm just going to move that into position. I think that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to do the same for my botanical elements that I created earlier on. And just place them where I want them. So essentially we're working outside the draw here layer, which is fine for now. But when I want to create that repeat, I'm going to drag all of those back into the draw here layer. So you're welcome to create your artwork outside of this area. But when you're ready to preview your repeat, you can just simply drag it in this layer. But the handy thing is, while you're drawing, I recommend actually working in the draw here symbol layers, because you can preview essentially what your repeat is going to look like and make adjustments as you go. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm going to select both of those layers and then just pull them into my symbols, and you'll see it has automatically created that repeat for me. And now I'm just going to recolor my background. So I've selected the background color, and I'm going to choose quite a light sort of lilac-y color. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And just turn off my pattern templates layer and essentially turn off everything I don't need. So we definitely want the pattern preview to be on. And if I zoom in, you'll see, I hope you can see that on screen, you'll see that bounding area is our repeat tile. And now all I need to do to save this as a repeat tile is to come over to File, Export, and then choose my format. So as a quick recap, the pattern templates uses symbols, and you want to be working in the draw here symbol layer. You are welcome to work outside of that, but when you're ready to preview your repeat, you can just simply drag it into that layer. You want to make sure that you don't edit the pattern preview group. And once you're done editing your pattern, you can add a background color on the background color layer and then save that as a JPEG. If you need to use a pixel brush, you want to resize your artboard just to make it bigger temporarily so that you can paint beyond the boundaries. And then when you're ready, you can resize it back to its original 5000 pixel size. So now that you have an idea of how to use the grid repeat, let's move over to a half drop. So the half drop is set up exactly the same as the grid, except I've done all the heavy lifting for you, and I've placed the half drop elements where they should repeat using the symbols like we did in the grid template. So all you simply have to do is draw on the draw here symbol layer and just follow the gray areas, which shows your motifs where they should go. And then all the dotted lines will be your repeating elements. And as mentioned, if you want to use a pixel brush, you need to resize this document. So let's quickly go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to come over to my document setup, make sure the anchor to page is on, and let's choose 7000 by 7000, hit OK. So remember, with a pixel brush, you want to be sketching outside of the symbol layer. And if I just turn my sketch layer on, so I've done a rough sketch of my pattern design. And once I'm happy, we can drag that sketch into our pattern layer, our symbol layer. And then we also need to come over to our document setup and rescale that down to 5000 pixels. And make sure your anchor to page is still on. And when you're ready to start creating, you can go ahead and draw your vector elements in the symbol layer, as those can bleed off the page no problem. So I've already gone ahead and done that, and they're here in my assets. So I'm just going to drag that onto my artboard, and I would say it's about like that. So again, it's already automatically repeating the elements. If I just drag that outside of our group, I think that's easier to see the design as I build it. And then moving on to our flowers, just nudging it into position. And then our little birdies. So I opted for much larger birds. I wanted them to be the emphasis. So with this one, I am aware that there is a repeating element coming down, so I'm making sure that his tail covers that. So as I worked, I was just aware of the dotted lines and where they fall. And as mentioned, if you want to draw directly in the symbols, which is actually what I recommend, you can adjust your design as you draw. But I've worked this out already using the Illustrator template, so I know that this design works. So I didn't really need to use the symbol layer at this stage. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm going to go ahead and drag all of those into my symbol layer, and that will automatically create the repeat. And I'm going to turn off my templates, and then I'm going to choose my background color. I'm just going to go with this dark blue. And that's it. We've now created a perfect half drop repeating pattern. And now I can go ahead and export that repeat block as a JPEG, a TIFF, or a PNG. I hope that gives you a good overview on how to use the templates, and I can't wait to see what you create. Wishing you many happy hours of designing. Thanks for watching and happy creating!